The Chicago Sky are one of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen. And today, their coach literally just waved the white flag. He quit. He literally just said, Phoenix Mercury, destroy us even more than you're destroying us right now. He basically benched all of his starters not long into the third quarter, just gave up.
A 3-9 record isn't just a rough start. It's one of the worst collapses we've seen in recent WNBA history, but even that didn't prepare us for the complete meltdown the Chicago Sky had against the Phoenix Mercury. Coach Tyler Marsh didn't just make adjustments, he flat out surrendered. In the third quarter, he benched his entire starting lineup like a man who had completely given up, as if he'd rather be anywhere else on earth than coaching this disaster.
Chicago Sky is more like Chicago, why are you on TV? Like, they're an embarrassment, bro. There's a reason why the Indiana Fever are on TV all the time, because they actually have a good product, good, or when they have a good game, even a bad game, they're still actually fun to watch. This is horrible. Chicago Sky is an embarrassment, bro. The WNBA definitely screwed up having this game as a national televised game. They screwed up bad.
Heading into their showdown with the Phoenix Mercury, the Chicago Sky had already dropped 5 of their last 6 games. And if that wasn't bad enough, they were leading the league in turnovers, averaging a brutal 18.9 per game. That number is so wild, it actually makes the 1999 Washington Mystics' infamous 21.1 turnovers look almost acceptable. This isn't just a team having a rough patch. This is like watching someone try to do open heart surgery, wearing oven mitts, while blindfolded. It's chaos, it's painful, and it's not getting better.
I don't know what's wrong with them, but like, they could lose this game by 40. Like, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with this team, because today it wasn't even, I don't even think that this was an effort thing. Like, I don't even think this was an effort problem. But at the end of the day, like, they're just not good.
That game against the Phoenix Mercury? It wasn't just another loss. It was a full-blown humiliation, aired in crystal clear HD for the world to see. Phoenix came out swinging, landing haymakers from the jump, racing to a 31-18 lead in the first quarter, while the Sky practically handed them the ball with 8 sloppy turnovers, gifting Phoenix 13 easy points. But here's where things took a wild turn. Tyler Marsh, the guy brought in to revive this franchise, flat out gave up midway through the third quarter. He didn't just make changes, he threw in the towel and let it all burn.
Because in Chicago Sky fans, hell, they're ready to run Tyler Marsh's ass out. I mean, the way he's playing Angel Reese, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, the one thing she could do was rebound the ball, and he has taken that away. He has taken that away. So much for coming off a triple-double.
The Phoenix Mercury were on fire, shooting a scorching 56.5% from the field and an unreal 57.1% from beyond the arc. They came out in the third quarter with an 11-3 blitz, stretching the lead to a massive 25 points. At that point, Coach Tyler Marsh looked over at his bench like a sinking ship's captain ready to abandon deck. He pulled both Angel Reese and Wnba Cardoso off the floor, sending a clear message to the basketball world. He'd rather protect their pride than let them get embarrassed any further.
Yeah, I think that, we got a couple players that are banged up, so we want to be mindful of minutes. I think that, when the game got out of hand there midway through the third, for us, there was more preservation at that point. And players were almost at their limit anyway, being on a back-to-back, and so we wanted to be mindful of that. And, if the game wasn't as out of hand, then maybe it would have looked different, but we got to be healthy and ready to go into Atlanta tomorrow. We got 3 games in 4 days with LA on that following Tuesday. So we got to be mindful of having healthy bodies so that we can give as good of an effort as we can going into tomorrow's game.
The final score? A soul-shattering one, 107-86 blowout. Phoenix's first time cracking triple digits all season. The Mercury caught absolute fire, drilling a season-high 17 three-pointers, while the Sky collapsed under pressure, coughing up 21 turnovers like a team in panic mode. And Sammy Whitcomb, she lit up the second quarter with 5 threes, turning the United Center into her own personal shooting clinic. This wasn't just a basketball game, it was a brutal reality check, a live demonstration of what happens when hype crashes into cold hard truth, and that truth comes swinging with a sledgehammer.
I am here to tell you guys, man, when it comes to the Chicago Sky, no one could have predicted that this team was going to be this bad. I mean, they are horrible, bro. I mean, my goodness. If you guys haven't heard by now, the Chicago Sky has lost another damn basketball game, this time to the hands of the Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury put BTA all over the Chicago Sky. And I'm here to tell you, Tyler Marsh is getting the focal point of the blame, bro. But to me, you have to blame the players of this damn basketball team, starting with the leader of the team. I just gotta be honest. That is Princess Barbie Angel Reese. Man, she's been trash. Just horrendous. I just gotta be honest.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep calling it like it is. But let's be real, the losses aren't even the most painful part of this whole mess. It's watching Angel Reese try to put a positive spin on a season that's circling the drain. In post-game interviews, she's become a walking masterclass in denial, standing in front of cameras, preaching about staying poised and moving on to the next play, while shooting a career-low 31.3% from the field. Lately, Reese has been dishing out pure word salad, topped with a heavy dose of delusion. After getting smoked by the Mercury, she started talking about maximizing off turnovers and winning 50-50 balls. Meanwhile, her team was getting out-rebounded by players half her size, and Reese herself grabbed just 2 rebounds, in a game where rebounding is supposed to be her thing. Then she goes on about taking things personal, like the rim itself is out to get her. It's starting to sound less like leadership, and more like someone trying to convince herself this isn't a disaster.
Angel Reese got completely exposed today, man. Y'all see how she only took 1 shot today versus the Mercury and only had 2 rebounds? This goes to show she can't get all those rebounds without taking hella shots, getting her own misses, man. You've been completely exposed today, bricklaying sloth. Completely. When you ain't taking all these shots and missing all these goddamn layups and shit, you can't get your rebounds. So your rebounds go down because no missed shots, no rebounds, man.
One of the most revealing moments came when Angel Reese spoke about winning the BET Sportswoman of the Year award, claiming she doesn't complain and shows up to work every day. But this is the same player who went 0 for 8 from the field against the New York Liberty, turning basketball into something closer to interpretive dance than scoring. So far through the first 7 games, Reese is averaging 9.1 points on a brutal 30.9% shooting, numbers that would make a high school JV player cringe in embarrassment. What makes it all even harder to watch is the forced positivity in her interviews. She keeps talking about giving ourselves grace and being super happy with where we are as a team. That's like standing on the Titanic and complimenting the ice cubes as the ship sinks. And here's the kicker. She's shooting just 28% from within 3 feet of the basket. We're talking layups, boss. Shots you're expected to make with your eyes closed in an empty gym. But instead of owning the struggles, Reese is out here talking about expanding her range and taking more mid-range shots, as if the problem is distance, not accuracy.
Obviously, this is my 3rd one. Obviously, it really meant something to other people today because it's me. And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have bad days. I haven't been playing well at all. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me. And I take accountability. I come in every day and try to be better than the next and better than the last. And I know my teammates trust me. I know they have my back. Ariel has my back for everything. And I just love that being a part of a team that I know really trusts me and trusts my work, and everything else is everything else. I'm just here just to come to work every day and go home. That's all I want to do, is just come to work and being able to enjoy my job that I love. People would die and kill to have this job. And being able to play with the best players in the world means a lot to me. I put my all in this. I do.
Tyler Marsh came to Chicago carrying the weight of championship credibility, fresh off helping the Las Vegas Aces win back-to-back WNBA titles. He was hyped as the basketball whisperer, the guy who could unleash Angel Reese's raw talent and mold Camila Cardoso into an unstoppable interior force. But instead, he's quickly becoming the face of what happens when sky-high expectations collide with unshakable dysfunction. The breaking point hit like a brick wall in the third quarter against Phoenix. Marsh glanced over at his bench like a man already plotting his escape route. With his squad down by 25 and the game unraveling fast, he made a decision that could follow him for the rest of his coaching career. He yanked his starters and waved the white flag. And let's be clear, this wasn't load management. This wasn't strategic rest. This was straight up surrender. Bold, capital S. Then came the post-game spin. Marsh chalked it up to player preservation and monitoring minutes on a back-to-back. But everyone watching knew exactly what it was. Damage control in a dumpster fire.
I had to spin the block. Tyler Marsh, it's time to go. You still have no game plan for the Chicago Sky. And it seems like the games where you're only running offense through Camilla and you don't have offense at least through somebody else is no plan for that. They're getting blown out extremely bad. I don't understand it.
But let's be real, anyone with working eyes could see exactly what went down. Tyler Marsh had seen enough. The onslaught was too much, and in that moment, he decided protecting his players' mental health was more important than pretending they still had a shot. It was the coaching equivalent of calling your mom from a sleepover because the other kids were being mean. And here's the most damning part. This wasn't some random outburst of frustration. Marsh has been dropping increasingly blunt post-game soundbites for weeks. After watching his team cough up 22 turnovers against the Liberty, he told reporters, "We can't keep beating ourselves. That's not strategy. That's survival mode." The guy who was hired to build elite talent has basically become a full-time PR firefighter, spending more time explaining disasters than celebrating anything remotely successful. His breakdown of the turnover crisis says it all. We've had more offensive possessions than the other team, but we've hurt ourselves with turnovers. A lot of that is self-inflicted. Translation? My team plays like chaos gremlins, and I'm running out of ways to explain it without getting fired.
Tyler Marsh, he has to figure out how to get experience in understanding basketball. As far as the instincts of it, the right adjustments, and the flow of the game. He doesn't have a lot of experience in that aspect. And he struggles with that. And I think that's a huge problem with him. He struggles with that aspect of understanding the game, when to call timeouts, how to manage his players on the court and off the court, putting him in position to win.
To truly grasp just how far the Chicago Sky have fallen, you've got to understand the historic level of collapse we're witnessing. Their 0-4 start tied the worst in franchise history, and somehow it's only gone downhill from there. The team's 60-point deficit through their first 2 games. The worst opening stretch in WNBA history. That's not just bad, that's record-breaking in the worst possible way, but it's not just the losses, it's how they're losing that makes this season feel like a cautionary tale. Against Indiana, they scored just 52 points, their lowest single game total since 2011. Meanwhile, they've allowed 91 plus points in 4 straight games while barely scratching 80 themselves. This isn't a slump, it's basketball devastation on biblical levels. And if you think the offense is tragic, just wait till you hear about the defense. Chicago currently owns the worst defensive rating in the entire league at 113.6, surrendering a brutal 94.3 points per game. They're the only team in the WNBA that hasn't managed to hold a single opponent under 90. Let that sink in. Opponents are shooting 45.1% from 3 against them, basically turning every game into an accidental 3-point shootout.
Tyler Marsh, okay, this might sound harsh, but I believe at this point he needs to be fired, along with many other players for our Chicago Sky. It's not just Tyler Marsh. It's not just a coaching issue. It's also a player issue. Rebecca Allen is just pretty much pointless. Haley Van Lith, pointless. We all know Kia Nurse has no business. Kia Nurse, along with Rachel Bannum, have no business being on our...
One of the most heartbreaking storylines in this full-blown collapse. watching Camila Cardoso's talent get completely buried under the wreckage of dysfunction. She quietly put up 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting against Phoenix. An efficient, poised performance that should have been a highlight, but instead it was completely drowned out by the chaos swirling around her. Just watch her body language. It says it all. Multiple reports have pointed out Cardoso's visible frustration, especially during moments when Angel Reese spirals into her usual rhythm of missed shots and offensive confusion. In several sequences where the team's offense completely breaks down, Cardoso has been caught looking toward the bench, like someone silently begging for an escape hatch from a crumbling building. So when Coach Tyler Marsh benched both players in the third quarter, it wasn't just about minutes or matchups. It was about preserving whatever shred of dignity was still salvageable. Cardoso had been playing smart, efficient basketball, while her teammate was out there struggling to execute even basic post moves. Sitting both of them at once sent a loud, unmistakable message. Even standout performances can't survive in a broken system.
Camila Cardoso was killing it in this game. 7 of 9 from the field, 77.8%. That's how a big is supposed to shoot. All right. Angel only shot the ball once. She did have 6 free throws, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 points. Camila had 17. And I got to tell you, some of these players can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. It was ugly.
The issues plaguing the Chicago Sky go way beyond just bad shooting nights or questionable coaching calls. This is a full-blown identity crisis. A franchise that started the season with sky-high expectations and has now spiraled into complete chaos from top to bottom. Instead of building a balanced, competitive team, they've ended up with a roster that can't defend, can't shoot, and can't hold onto the ball. The turnover numbers say it all. Averaging 18.9 turnovers per game isn't just bad. It's a historic meltdown. For comparison, successful WNBA teams usually keep it around 13 or 14. That's 5 to 6 extra possessions handed to the opponent every single night, and then they act shocked when they're getting blown out by 15 or 20. But here's the truth: winning organizations don't make excuses. Great teams figure out how to compete, no matter the circumstances. The Sky, on the other hand, they've somehow managed to make every situation worse.
The truth is that this roster unfortunately was not built for success. With Courtney Vandersloot going down with the ACL injury, I just don't know how the Sky are going to weather this. See, teams have the Chicago Sky figured out. They figured out that they can go crazy from behind the arc because the Chicago Sky's perimeter defense is just not there. It's not effective. I was on the floor. I saw them fighting to get around these screens. They just can't get there.
As this train wreck of a season rolls on, the real question isn't whether the Chicago Sky can bounce back. It's whether there's even anything left to salvage. Coach Tyler Marsh's move to bench his starters mid-game might have been the smart choice in terms of player preservation, but it also signaled a surrender. The moment we're competing took a back seat to crisis management. And Angel Reese? Her struggles are quickly becoming must-watch material for basketball masochists. Each game feels like a front row seat to watching talent wilt under the spotlight. Her post-game interviews, they've gone from hopeful to delusional to flat-out disconnected. She keeps talking about growth while her numbers show the opposite. She's shooting worse than she did as a rookie, all while preaching about expanding her game. It's like watching someone claim they're learning how to fly while plummeting straight off a cliff. Anyone who watched Reese in college could see the shot mechanics needed work, and anyone familiar with the WNBA knew that raw energy and athleticism wasn't going to cut it at the pro level. But the Sky ignored all the red flags. They went all in on hype, building their identity around players not yet ready for that kind of pressure, and now it's blowing up in their faces.
Spent the week working on handling pressure, and then this game was tough. I guess, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I think sometimes handling pressure is mental as much as it is physical, and we didn't do it consistently enough tonight. Another 20-plus point or 20-plus turnover game, which is tough to win when you add that with giving up 2 30-point quarters to a team as good as Phoenix. It makes it tough.
Tyler Marsh's time as head coach has quickly turned into a cautionary tale, a reminder of what happens when a winning background clashes with a franchise buried in dysfunction. His decision to wave the white flag against Phoenix might have made sense in the moment, but it also marked the moment the Chicago Sky officially gave up on competing. This 2025 season won't just be remembered for a few bad games. It's going down as one of the most stunning collapses in recent WNBA history, a blueprint for failure where unrealistic hype, underdeveloped talent, and pure denial created the perfect storm. It's the kind of season that gives neutral fans something to gawk at, while leaving actual Sky supporters feeling like they've been emotionally mugged. And right now, somewhere in Chicago, Tyler Marsh is probably polishing up his resume, while Angel Reese preps another post-game soundbite about pushing through adversity, even as the team keeps sinking deeper into the abyss.